Hi friends, Right Careers welcomes you to the first ever video of 2021. If you are watching this video, it means you are alive, and we all need to thank God for keeping us alive in 2020 and 2021, because 2020 is definitely a year to forget for a lot of people due to the reasons we all know, which is COVID-19. Pandemic has brought in several changes, right? It has changed the lives, it has changed the perspective of many. So keeping that in mind, we have taken a different dimension to this week's topic. We have taken a topic called education in 2021. How education is going to look in 2021. Be it at school level, be it at higher education, at all levels, we are going to see how education is going to look in 2021. Now, if you ask me if I have spoken to you about this about digital classrooms, etc., in the month of March, you wouldn't have believed, right? So the last 9 months, you see students are attending classes online. They have taken, they're almost on the verge of giving board exams. Class 10 and 12 students are almost on the verge of giving board exams. Yes, it will be delayed by a month or two. But overall, if you see, nobody went to schools. Very few people went to colleges so far, except for the final year students. But classes are going on. So there has been considerable amount of change when it comes to the pandemic situation. Now, changes that we expected to happen in 10 years or 12 years have happened in no time. It has happened in 8-9 months. Students attending online classes. So what's going to happen in 2021 is what we are going to see in this video. Right? What is the way forward, if you ask me? The first point when it comes to way forward, the experts have come up with coined a new term, I would say, and that's called hybrid learning. So what's hybrid learning? It's nothing but fusion of offline and online learning. It's a mix of traditional and the modern way of learning. That's the online learning. Now today's student, trust me, today's student need not depend, let's be very clear, need not depend on classrooms alone, right? They are well equipped with information online also. So good old days, we used to prepare in books, come to the classroom. Today people do read books. People prepare online with the content that they have and then attend classes. And then they go back and then once again see. So which means information is handy with them. So that's hybrid learning. So it's going to be combination of physical and digital learning. That's going to be the first, way forward. That's what most of the experts feel. The second thing that has happened during this entire COVID year, 2020, and that's going to continue in 2021 also, is with regards to increase in usage of technology. We have to accept that there is a tremendous amount of increase in usage of technology across all levels. Let's see how it has impacted in schools first. Now, government, we got to give a lot of credit to government, be it central or state, most of the state governments, I would say, and central government. What they have done is they have come up with teaching methodology for schools via Doordarshan and All India Radio. So that is the mass way of doing an outreach across India. So that's something which the government has done. I know some of the state governments also followed this, started their own television channels. Like for example, in Tamil Nadu, we launched our own, education channel called Kalvi channel, where all the subjects were taught to the school students via that channel. That's predominantly the state board schools followed that. So that's, like Tamil Nadu, some of the other governments have also, done this. So having said all these things, this has bridged that divide between a digital divide, I would say, between urban and rural. We all know that in urban areas there is a huge amount of digital penetration, but still, if you ask me, if you look at the rural India, which is the real India, the digital penetration is relatively less, far less than the urban India. But the influx of television both by central and state governments have actually helped to bridge this gap. So that's the second point, which is nothing but increase in usage of technology. The third point is the same point, but how it has impacted in higher education. We saw in schools, but when it comes to higher education, a small statistics before we get in. If you ask me today, 93% of engineering students, 93% of engineering students have already completed their proctored online test, which means they have already done with the exams. Now, the future definitely is going to be AI, the artificial intelligence monitored exam. So the future when it comes to exams and assessment would definitely be with regards to a lot of infusion of artificial intelligence. Now some colleges, some engineering colleges and universities, I know, they have already adapted, they have already created a virtual laboratory, the laboratory using the virtual reality concept. We call it as VR, right? So they already have started using this VR concept. That's the third point. The fourth point, the fourth way forward point definitely is increase in usage of online tools. Now there are several tools that have come up. I mean, you get to access great contents these days in online, be it for free or for paid subscription model. You get to access some world-class content sitting at home. Now classrooms will not be the same in 2021. Definitely it's not going to be the same. Now classrooms will be more of forum, where it will be used for the purposes like debating, discussions, deep diving into subject, case studies, and promoting, thereby promoting a collaborative learning. So classrooms are not going to be the same, is something which I thought I should, really emphasize in 2021. Once again, I'll repeat, it's going to have combination of deep diving, case study methodology, discussion and debating, and that's how the classrooms are going to be. The earlier classrooms used to be monotonous, where teacher used to teach. That's slightly going to change in 2021. The last point with regards to way forward is there's going to be lifelong convenient learning. That's something which has happened in 2020 and that's going to continue in 2021 also. So many people, have enrolled new courses during this pandemic. There's one newspaper article which I thought I should, show. This came last week on 29th of December. It says that over 500 enrolled for IIM Case Executive MBA program. 500 students have enrolled for the executive IIM program at IIM Kozhikode campus, which is a spike of 40% from the usual student intake. So that speaks volume about how students are enrolling into new programs. Personally, if you ask me, I have done 3 certifications during this pandemic. We have started a YouTube channel also during this pandemic. So these are some of the things that have changed, and that's not going to really change in 2021. The fact that we don't need to travel much to learn has really helped, right? As always, there is some kind of flip side attached with it also. We will see what are those flip side. Now the first flip side that I can think of is definitely technology cannot replace teachers. Definitely, I can go on record and say, and we all agree to it, that teachers will always remain teachers. Technology will definitely help in learning, but it cannot replace that traditional guru shishya philosophy, right? Now what will happen, what has also happened is the teachers usually they engage their classroom, they create a beautiful space in the classroom, they engage with the students, they set up a session, right? That's how teaching happens. That went missing. So that was the first point that went missing. The second thing that, the flip side or what went missing was there's a huge amount of urban-rural divide when it comes to digital penetration. Yes, students who live in urban areas got access to too many things, but people who lived in rural area are still, deprived of access to these things, because the digital penetration in real India has not happened like the way we all think. Definitely peer learning is missed. We learn from our friends, right? So that's definitely missed. And going back to the teachers, which I thought I should also say this. Teachers usually, mentor students, right? Teachers usually coach students. They not only teach, they mentor students, they coach the students. That aspect went missing in 2020. More importantly, I think the fifth point, participation in sports and co-curricular activities was missing. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, which means you got to play, you got to be active in all your co-curricular activities. That seriously went missing last year. And the last point which I thought is the campus experience. We all study to experience the campus, right? What's the point in taking an admission in MIT or say Harvard and then sitting in India and studying? No. You interact with multicultural and diverse students and experience the campus, and for that you pay that money, right? That really went missing. If you ask me whether that will come back in 2021, I don't know. That I don't have an answer, because with the new mutant coronavirus phase 2 coming in European countries, you need to seriously rethink about what's going to happen when it comes to next year's admission. The conclusion, acronym, I will come up with a jargon. We call it as 3 Ds today. Those days 3 Ds means discipline, dedication and determination, but that has changed now. 3 Ds are going to be the norm or future for sure. Those 3 Ds are digitization, diversification and disruption. So most of the education you see is going to get digitized. It has already digitized. If not, it is going to get digitized. You know, some of the top digital companies are doing really well in EdTech space. Diversification, you will see many students, diverse group of students joining different programs. That's going to happen. And disruption, all these things will lead to disruption. So this is something that's going to happen for sure. See, colleges and schools are going to open. There is no doubt. Somewhere it has to open. You know, I can't tell when, January, February. No, I don't have any idea. But it has to eventually open in 2021, and they will open. Whether it will be the same when they open, there will be slight changes, as we said before, a slight difference when they see before. And some parents, you know, trust me, they want the colleges and schools to be open for reasons known to them. And exams will also be delayed by a month or two, there is no doubt. Now, all in all, if you ask me, the final verdict is schools and colleges are here to stay. You can't shut shop and have a complete online or digital schools or colleges. That's not going to happen. Schools and colleges, the physical buildings and things like that will be here to stay. But the learning from the student, the learning methodology or the learning way, we would call, of a student will change. The teaching methodology of teachers will change. So it cannot be, or it will not be the same as what most of the experts feel. So overall, if you ask me, 2020 has brought in massive changes, the way we look at education, life, etc. Some good, some are really good, some are bad, but it is a revolutionary year for sure. And we hope that in 2021 it all changes and we all come and get used to the new normal in education and be a part of this change, I would say. Right, with this I would like to conclude this week's video, or rather the first video of 2021. Thank you once again for all the support that you have been rendering. We are 500 plus subscribers now, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for making this a grand success in the first 6 months, and I hope you continue to support in the near future. Also, do share all your feedbacks, and in case you like my videos, click on the subscription button. The bell button functions these days. Until next Monday with a very different topic, I will say. Meet you all next Monday 5 p.m. Thank you so much. Take care.